I know I'm late, but better late than ever. Godzilla vs. Kong is one of, if not the best film in the MonsterVerse period. It's the movie we all have been waiting to see both these titans battle ever since the 1962 original film. But does this movie deliver? Let's find out. Also, be warned, there will be slight spoilers in this review. Again, you have been warned. So the plot for Godzilla vs. Kong starts after the events in King of the Monsters. Godzilla begins to go rogue all of a sudden as he leaves a destructive path, destroying Apex facilities while causing massive destruction and claiming lives. This causes Madison to find out what could be behind Godzilla's attacks, as Monarch is not understanding the situation. Meanwhile, a few members of Monarch are studying Kong in his natural habitat, until one member decides that Kong could be the only one to stop Godzilla's rampage on humanity. So they try to bring Kong into the mainlands. However, Godzilla, sensing the presence of another alpha, won't allow this to happen, and the two alpha titans duke it out in one epic brawl that will decide who is truly king. Meanwhile, Apex, another organization, has created a secret weapon that would eliminate all titans, both good and bad alike. And with this weapon, they will use it to, you guessed it, take over the world.
Of course!
Now, the fights in this film are just so brutal and gruesome. Especially the fight between Godzilla and Kong was just epic. In fact, I would say it's one of the best fights I've ever seen in any of the MonsterVerse films. Like, I was on the edge of my seat when I saw it in the theater for the first time. I could feel the brutality as these two were beating the crap out of each other. Not just that, but when they go to the Hollow Earth with Kong, he fights the Warbats, and it's gruesome to say the least. How Kong kills one of them is just savage at best, so expect some blood and guts. It's like watching a wrestling or MMA fight, just on the big screen. I love how Godzilla is just savage in this film. Like, he was the dominant force, while Kong, on the other hand, did pretty well against Godzilla. It's like they exploited both their strengths and weaknesses to each other. However, in most of the fights, Godzilla was not kidding around, which made me feel almost sorry for Kong. Godzilla is all brute force, while Kong is quick and clever. But yeah, the crew did a really good job in capturing the fight choreography. However, there are times when it moves a little too fast, especially the pace, since it makes it kind of hard to see what's going on as the fight is happening in Hong Kong. But overall, the fight was awesome nonetheless, especially when they fight in Hong Kong at night with the neon colors and everything. It gave me Pacific Rim vibes. The cinematography in this film is really good. There are scenes that I did like when Godzilla was destroying the Apex facility, and when he blasts his atomic breath through the Hollow Earth. That shot was just great. Even the Kong scenes were good too. Like, they really showed more how Kong connects to the humans when they're with him. In fact, I also love how the monsters get some kind of character development in this film. However, Kong seems to be the center of attention, while Godzilla is more like a driving force in this movie. Which I didn't mind, but I would have loved to have seen more of Godzilla's character growth, since, well, he's my boy. However, he acts like an asshole at times, but in the end, Kong did kind of win me over, since he has a lot of character in this film, which kind of made me root for him in the end. Although I was still Team Godzilla no matter what. And yes, there is a definitive winner in this movie. Like, it was so obvious who was going to win between the two, but they didn't make the loser look bad as the other guy beat him. So in a way, both Godzilla and Kong fans will be satisfied. Most of them anyway. Especially in the conclusion of the movie. My only gripe with this movie is the characters plus other things. First, the characters. I felt some were good, some were not so good, and others had wasted potential. Millie Bobby Brown returns as Madison Russell from the previous movie, but her character doesn't do much in this movie. In fact, she is one of the humans who is on Godzilla's side, since she doesn't believe that Godzilla would turn against humanity. Unless for a good reason. But that doesn't save her character from doing almost nothing throughout the film until the climax. Julian Dennison, who plays Madison's friend on her journey to discover what's causing Godzilla to go AWOL, is just played for laughs. He too doesn't do much and is only along for the ride. Brian Tyree Henry as Bernie Hayes, I didn't really seem to connect with him since he plays a podcaster for Titan Stuff and joins Madison and her friend to uncover what Apex is holding and suffers from being a stereotypical comic relief. Plus, the humor was cringy at times. Kyle Chandler is in the movie too, but he is barely in it. Plus, Monarch is abruptly absent from this film as well. Alexander Skarsgård, who plays Nathan, is an ex-member of Monarch and is one of the people who works to bring Kong to the mainland, which was not interesting at all. I felt his character didn't do much for me since I was worried he was going to be some stereotypical hero that we've always seen in most movies. Plus, he does have some backstory, but it's not fully explained well. I just found him not interesting enough and bland at times. The only characters I found who were on Kong's side was Eileen Andrews, played by Rebecca Hall, who studies Kong and acts like a mother figure to Gia, an orphan Iwi girl who's mute, who has a strong connection to Kong. In fact, Gia was the only one who stole the show out of all the characters. I really liked her character, especially her connection with Kong, since they have a strong bond. Now on to the villains in this movie, and oh boy, what a letdown. We have Damian Bitcher, whatever, plays Walter Simmons, who plays the CEO and founder of Apex. He's just your typical, oh, I'm trying to do the right thing, but I'm secretly a bad guy. Didn't really care much about him, since there is just nothing special about him that makes him stand out. Isa Gonzalez plays Maya Simmons, who is Walter's daughter, and acts as an agent for Apex. Spoiler, I did find her character a bit interesting, but in the end, I felt she didn't do much since she played a shady character, plus she dies when she completes a mission from Apex, which was disappointing since I would have loved to see more of her character. But the biggest offender that I have is with Ren Serizawa, played by Shun Oguri, who is the son of Ishiro Serizawa and works for Apex as a scientist and technician. He was disappointing to say the least. He had no motive in the film, plus he barely had any backstory to him. I would have loved to have seen more from his character, but in the end, he was a letdown. So far, the monsters were the saving grace of this movie. And speaking of, Mechagodzilla is in this film, which really wasn't that much of a spoiler, since he was revealed to be in the film, and I gotta say, he is just so damn menacing in this movie. Like, Mechagodzilla is no joke. since he is almost more brutal than both Godzilla and Kong combined. Not only that, but his design is pretty good and scary at times. Also, yes, Godzilla and Kong do team up to fight him, but that's something I'll save for a spoiler discussion soon. My other issue is that they don't go into full detail on why Godzilla and Kong hate each other than having an ancient rivalry. It's never fully explained at all. In fact, most stuff till when they get to the Hollow Earth isn't given enough clear explanation on their species, why they couldn't get along. Although the scene where Kong acquires the battle axe was cool. I wish they could show us more in the plot because I felt there was stuff that was cut out of the film just to make it shorter and focus more on the monsters. But I did hear rumors of an extended cut being done. If that happens, then hopefully it could explain more on the background of both Godzilla and Kong's rivalry, and give us the characters at least more decent development. Plus, there are the graphic novels that are out now. Overall, was the movie good? Yes. It has its flaws, but it's by no means a masterpiece. But if you love giant monsters beating the shit out of each other, then you're going to have a good time. But if you're one of those moviegoers who's into strong character development and such, then this isn't the movie for you. I'm going to give Godzilla vs. Kong 4 stars out of 5. And stay tuned since I will be doing a spoiler discussion with some friends of mine. Anyways, that concludes this review. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more, and have a nice day.